Hello, Scorpio. This is Michelle, and I'm here to do your August 2021 tarot reading. We're using some interesting decks this month, and so I just want to quickly show you these boxes. The Tarocchino Bolognese by Giuseppe Maria Mitelli, created originally around 1660 and reproduced by Il Meneghello. So this deck would have been originally printed prior actually to the time that divination was done with tarot cards. Perhaps people were using other types of cards, but tarot cards really didn't come into vogue for divination until the late 1700s, according to the research that I did. So with that said, this little deck, the Tarot Florentine Minchiate Il Leone, was printed around 1790. And this was the time that the occultist societies were forming. So potentially this little deck could have been used by people that were interested in divination with tarot cards. This deck actually has a lot of additional cards, like you can see the scorpion here. It has astrology cards and different things in it. It's kind of a block print type of deck, so probably more easily mass produced and more affordable. So probably more people were able to purchase this sort of deck, obviously, of course, as compared to the hand-painted custom decks of the aristocracy, right? So this should be an interesting contrast between the two decks, and this will be for my Scorpio friends. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the Scorpio reading. Boy, we just had a little card flip over there. Let's give it just a few more shuffles here. This is for my Scorpio friends. We're going to do a Celtic cross. We'll pull 5 cards from the Tarocchino. This is for my Scorpio friends. What messages do we need to know for the sign of Scorpio in August? All right, let's take a look. And we are starting out with the 10 of Rods. Okay, that's really powerful to get right out of the gate. Let's pull a few more cards. Oh my goodness. Okay, Ace of Swords. Boy, this is it's getting more and more intense. All right. Okay, this little Scorpio keyword, intensity. And now we have the 6 of Swords. Okay, very interesting. No court cards yet or major arcana. Let's pull one more card before we get into an interpretation. It's the 8 of Rods. All right. Okay, so interesting start here. And I'm going to do a little bit of interpretation before we pull a few more cards. Well, okay, so right off the bat, I'm just going to say, Scorpio, something has come to an end for you regarding social networks. All right, so there are some social networks that it looks like you are no longer involved with. And if you need to be involved with these folks, then I feel that you are mentally or emotionally disengaged from them in some way. And I feel a little bit like I'm picking up this little bit of a limbo sensation, because I feel like the new group of people perhaps has not fully formed yet. Okay, so there is going to be a new social network forming. Okay, so, well, that's interesting, because that leads right into this 8, right? This 8 of Rods. Well, we may as well pull in this 6. Let's do them both together, right? The Eight of Rods telling me that I'm hearing it's a sticky situation. It's sticky. There is something about the situation that is just, it's just like, I'm getting this image of like walking through like fly paper, like, it's like your feet are kind of sticking to it. And it's a little difficult to fully disengage. So while you might be emotionally or psychologically disengaged from this one former group, if you're resonating, okay, I'll just put that caveat in. There's also perhaps some other ways that you're still really, actually, I'm picking up the word enmeshed almost. Like you can't fully extricate yourself, and I'm really picking that up from this weaving here. These could be colleagues, it could be professional, these could be clients, or it could be something more along social lines, something like that. I'm just going to leave it at that point. What I'm trying to say is that it can go in a couple of different ways with this general reading. And the Six of Swords saying that you have just been extraordinarily patient, and that is, I think, what you are attempting to cultivate is patience through this transition. All right. And so good for you. I almost feel in a way like it feels a little bit like to me, well, let me just put it this way. Whatever it is that you're doing, based on just the initial spread here, it feels like you're taking all the right steps. You're taking all the right steps. You've done everything you can do. You realize what the situation is, and it's calling for patience. You've brought an extraordinary amount of, I want to say, mental strength into the situation. You've been mentally just tough as nails, okay? Tough as nails through this whole, almost it's like a period or a cycle of life, all right? This is the King of Swords. The King, we know it's the King because of the crown, all right? So the King of Swords, very strong. And I think that you've been in charge of yourself overall throughout this entire scenario. This is the Three of Swords coming in. How interesting. And, initially I had read this card a few times in some other readings already. A little puzzled over this image at the bottom, but I have a new thought about that now. Well, you can see it looks like a dog type creature with two. Initially I thought it was men, then I thought no, perhaps it's women. Is that a dress? And it just didn't really. Then I remembered, oh, but what about that myth of the Romulus and Remus? And so this could very well have a suggestion of the mythology around Romulus and Remus and the establishment of Rome. That makes total sense. This deck coming from Italy, right? And so you might read about that story and pick up some kind of message. But what I'm going to say is I'm picking up new growth from this three and a great deal of promise for establishing something really. I'm picking up the word again. I picked this up in the Virgo reading, but I'm picking up the word scintillating from these stars, that your destination is scintillating. It's beautiful. It is going to be an absolutely beautiful creation. That is what I am picking up. A lot of mental activity and mental stimulus coming along, and new growth. And so again, the Romulus and Remus story might be something worth reading about. I am going to add an interpretation related to that, though, at this point. I feel that for some of you, it might be that the the old you, or an old well, I don't know if the past you perhaps is going to pass away or pass out. The old you will pass out, and it will leave the new you in order to form this newer, beautiful life. Okay, so that is what I am picking up from that three, and I see it very, very positively. Um, I feel that it also ties in with leaving some people behind. Okay, so again, to kind of read that story, see if it makes sense. Five of Cups coming in. All right, Five of Cups. That's interesting. Let's pick a few more cards. All the cups have lids on them. And so there's nothing spectacular about those lids in particular. Well, here we have another example. Here's the Eight of Cups coming in. All right, that's very interesting. Let's pick one more card. It's the Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay, so that could be you. That could be you, Scorpio, because it's a water court card. All right, male or female, regardless. This can signify you. And again, I think this really has to do with you realizing your dreams, where you're heading for the future. It suggests that you might be spending some time manifesting through thinking about exactly how it is that you want to feel in the days ahead for this new cycle of life that is coming in for you. I am going to say with this five that I feel that there can be some emotional turbulence. Let me say that. Okay, so a little bit of going this way and that way emotionally as you're going through this process. But you know what? That is to be expected, I feel. The important thing is that you have some sort of image or way to get back to a more positive and hopeful sensation and thought process, which I believe you do. And so if the boat is kind of rocking the other way and you're feeling a little bit challenged and unstable at times, just to know that you're so Scorpio, you know, you can be so focused. I mean, so just to know that you will definitely get yourself back on track. The Eight of Cups also supporting that idea that overall, even if emotionally sometimes things get a little rocky and unstable, I believe that you are going to get back to a more stable foundation. Okay, let's select one more card and then we're going to go to the Tarocchino. Well, it's the Wheel of Fortune, which I love seeing because there you are back on top. It really actually supports what I was just seeing in the reading. No matter what happens, if you're on the way up or on the way down, I kind of feel like this has to do with, it's almost like emotions more than finances. No matter where you are, you're going to come back to the top and in control. And I feel, for many of the Scorpios, you've worked very hard for this. You've worked very hard for this opportunity to live a lifestyle that you have been dreaming about and trying to clarify in your mind. And so absolutely, this is going to come about based on the messages from the Tarocchino, from I should say, the Minchiate. Let's take a look at just a couple of these cards because I'm only pulling five. Well, here's the Lovers. You can see how different. Oh my goodness, look how different. There's no lovers there. It's just the Cupid, Angel. Here are the Swords. Here are the coins. Okay, now coins are interesting because this was prior to the pentacle shape, which was something that the occultists brought in. That would be, I believe, with the Rider-Waite deck, those pentacles coming in, perhaps earlier, but that is an occultist concept. Before we have faces on here, here's the world. Okay. Just very into, here is the Wheel of Fortune, which we have on the cover. And let's see, this would be the Page of Coins. All right, so let's take a look. This would be for my Scorpio friends, for Scorpio, sign of Scorpio. 5 cards, please, from the Tarocchino. 5 cards for Scorpio, Knight of Swords. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm personally, just as a reader, personally getting a lot of confirmation because I have pulled this card and another card, which I'll mention if it comes up, the majority of times for my readings this month. So that's quite interesting. Okay. Okay. This is for my Scorpio friends. Oh my goodness, okay, it's the Chariot. All right, how interesting. The Chariot pulled by 2 doves. 2 doves, all right. So we see all kinds of, do we see the Sphinxes, of course, on the Rider-Waite, because again, we're getting into all the Egyptology with the occultists, but this is a previous time. This is prior. And so we have more, some of the original images. Oh goodness. Okay, so here is the Ace of Coins, and that is the artist Giuseppe Maria coming into your reading. Okay, I like seeing that. That's a lot of fun. Giuseppe coming into your reading. 2 more cards for my Scorpio friends. Okay, I'm getting a yes, no, maybe on that, so we're not pulling it. I want a clear yes, okay? I want a clear yes, and the clear yes is with the 8 of Swords, okay? That's interesting, especially considering some of the other numbers that we got. All right, well, just one more card from my Scorpio friends. And here we go. And it is the 8 of Cups. All right, so we now have a match. All right, we have 2 8s. 2 8 of Cups. Very interesting. All right, I'm going to continue on. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at these 2 cards. Okay, Scorpio. I am back. We had a little bit of a technical problem. So a little bit of a cut there, but we're coming right back now to the Knight of Swords and the Chariot. All right. So, well, boy, if this doesn't really just sum up, I have to say the sensation I get about my Scorpio friends, which is, first of all, you have accomplished so much in this lifetime. And I really see the Chariot as about being accomplishment. And you have done so through just an extremely, absolutely tough mindset. You have toughed your way through many, many difficulties in life. And this is you. I really feel that for many of you, with these doves coming in, what I am picking up is that you deserve to really sail through life at this time, to sail through life like on the wings of a bird, we might say, right? Something along those lines, to just be carried along as if on a cloud. I'm not sure, for some of you, it might be that you're not quite there yet, or life doesn't feel like that, but you certainly deserve that based on all the work that you have done and the mental toughness that you have shown. And I believe you are headed in that direction. with the Ace of Coins coming in and the Eight of Swords. Now we have, let's see, also the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Rods, and we have an 8 in each suit in this reading. We have rods, cups, 2 cups, swords. Am I missing one? 1, 2, 3. I am missing coins. Okay, so that would, we have 8s in 3 suits, let me say. So let me clarify, 8s in 3 suits. And this is telling me, chin up. Keep your chin up. Keep looking forward, because you have the mental strength to achieve anything with this 8 coming in. It also suggests that you're so very, very close to reaching the end of a cycle and beginning a new one. With this 8 of Cups coming in, that is telling me, especially as a final card, that the path ahead holds great emotional stability for you. And well, it's about time. Okay, it's about time for Scorpio to enjoy a more peaceful and rewarding time in life. All right, Scorpio, that's your reading for August 2021. Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure and a privilege to read for you as always, and I'll see you next time.